Welcome to the Scale Builders Guild. Hello, everyone. It's, what episode is this? 57. A live episode of What's on the Bench. And, I almost forgot that we were doing this tonight. Yeah, I know. I talked about it last night. I even thought about it today. And then, I was working, and then I got some late feedback, and completely forgot. Anyway, here we are. Welcome to the show. Replacing sticky. It is still pretty sticky. And I've given it a bit of a bath in isopropyl alcohol to try and rid myself of some of that stickiness. However, is the boat stuck to the bench? No, the boat is not stuck to the bench. But if you hold it long enough, it will stick to your hand. It's so infuriating. Ugh, gross. So I think we're probably a little rich, eh? Okay, let me pull it down a bit. Thank you for letting me know. How about that? Is that better? We're not peaking as much anymore. Good. I'm really heavily considering printing another one because I cannot live with this being as absolutely nasty sticky as it is. Here's a good example. Okay, here we go. Let me just stick my hand on it. It's quite sticky. I have to soak it. Yeah, I know. I was, Ian. I did soak it. And it's still sticky. So, I mean, for the 7 hours of reprinting required, because I won't have to reprint everything, none of us want to know why it's sticky. I am embarrassed. Let me tell you that right now. It is embarrassing that I ruined this by not doing it right. And I was very careful. I was very precise in everything except clearly the measuring of resin. And I mean, I've ruined it so much. Like, it looks so crappy now. Not sticky in a good way. So I'm just going to give it another print. I don't care. Yeah, it's annoying for sure. But you know, what's the big deal? Just print another one, dummy. Print a new one and send me this one for a diorama. I will heavily consider that. So I guess what we can do, we can start this episode with some disassembly of a boat. Darn it all to heck. It's so sticky. Maybe instead also we won't use epoxy resin to try to seal this one. But let's get some tools going here. It's sinky now. Yeah, it sure is. Though there are some bits that I won't be able to remove, I don't think, because there's no way to remove those screws now because this thing is attached together as one piece. So luckily, most of this stuff should come out fairly easily. Flex seal it. No, I think I'll just print a new one. I think that's the easiest thing. It's not shippy, it's sticky. Yeah. Unfortunately, Dana, you have my address. I'll find a box. I don't know if you want to deal with this. Plus, once you get it, everything will be stuck to the inside of it. Like the box, cardboard, paper, everything. Ay. What a ding dong. I can't believe it. Very annoying. But this gives me a great opportunity to print it in a different color, a much more visible red, because I have red. So I'll just print it in red. I won't have to print everything because I'll be able to keep a lot of the parts. I'll be able to keep most of the back portion. All of this stuff back here I can keep. That's all a separate piece. You know what? Let's get out the power tools. Not orange. I don't have orange filament. I'm not as partial to orange as Josh is. He likes his orange. I myself do not. And let's be fair, this dark blue is probably a bad choice anyway. Actually, it's more like a pine green, I guess. La 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 la. Most of this is salvageable, which is good. Motor mount and everything, that just pops right out. This M-Jet, I did put a link in the description if you wanted to print this boat yourself. One thing I would recommend is really check on your measurements of your resin when you apply the epoxy. Matt's more of a Kentucky Sky guy. It's true, I am. I do have that Rift sitting over here. Anyway, there is the motor, 2100 kV, brushless, with a sleeve for water cooling. Fancy. And I printed the motor mount plate in PETG. So that's a nice strong piece. You also need a one of these collar adjustments. It goes from 5 to 4 millimeters because the shaft is a 4 millimeter shaft. First one is orange. The second, printing in gray. Oh, that's an interesting choice of color. That fit. Got to sticker it to make it pop. I'm also going to do a lame flake on it too. Oh God, everything is sticky. Is that green or blue? It's sort of green. Sort of green. I even conformal coated my Reefs RC 179 Smart Micro Servo. Start a new print already? Well, I haven't started yet because it makes hella lots of noises. So I figured let's not annoy everybody on this stream. Let's just disassemble the boat. Mess. Oh, look, see that? It sticks to the table. Did you ever finish the ski ride too? Yes, I sure did. And I drove it once and then I broke it because cold weather, ice, and snowmobiles do not mix very well. But this is a fantastic model. I highly recommend it. It is super cool, super fun to print and assemble. Very easy to do all of those things too, I might add. There's the second part of the impeller and the steering mechanism to do steering things. You don't need a lot of other parts. Like this is the one, oh yeah, marine grease. This is the one piece that you have to kind of make yourself, and that is this 4 millimeter shaft. You just have to file the edges so they're flat, so they have something to grip when you add your motor coupler. What else? Oh yes, there's another screw over here. Print time lapse. You know what, Dana? I can do that because I have a printer that will do that. So let's do that. Look at this. The screws stick to it too. It's so sticky. Such a disappointing thing. Now, how does this piece come out? Oh yes. No. Wait. It should just pop off, I think. It's still attached somehow. I may have stuck this together. Look at that delightful. Hello, Alex. It was delightful, but it's so sticky now that I'm rethinking all of my life choices. There we go. There's the other impeller. Turbo impeller. It's turbo time. And I think that's it. No, there's a bearing retainer in there that I have to get out, which is going to be a pain in the butt. In fact, I don't even know how to get at that now. How's that going to come out? I have forgotten. Mute the mic, bust out the Proxon, and get to cutting. Nah, we don't. There's no cutting required. Should be able to disassemble this completely. That was just for marine grease scoop. How do you get at that part? I don't remember. Oh yeah, the screw's right in there. I'm taking out bearings because I'm like, I'm not going to waste a good bearing. It hasn't even gotten wet. And good thing I have oodles of marine grease. That is a weird looking impeller. Looks like half of it is missing. Well, you're right, because it's a two-piece impeller. It goes thusly. And these are supposed to be aligned, so that is your impeller assembly right there. And it looks like it's not enough. You look at it and you go, that's not enough. But it is. That's all you need for mega speed. Now, I bet you that piece is probably stuck in there too. You know what? I'm just going to reprint all of those bits. Because who cares? Okay. It's like a comedy act. It's amazing how sticky it is given there were no scale semen in it. Jesus. The things I say out loud on this channel. All right. Well, neat. Anybody want the stickiest boat in the world? Because it sure is sticky. It does make me LOL quite a bit. And to be fair, the amount of time I spent printing this, it shan't be a problem to print another one. And then I'm just going to spray paint it with some clear, some flat clear, or gloss clear maybe. We're not doing that again. All right, cool. All right. Well, that was a fun experiment, and the good news is it's very easy to make another one. I might, you know what? I'm going to print this piece again too because it's sticky on the bottom as well. How about I just print the whole thing? What a waste of filament. Oh well, it is what it is. Use it as a drift body. It's got lots of possible options still for things. The good news is I can reuse the steering mechanism. And to be fair, the thing that was preventing me from even driving my boat was the fact that I don't have an ESC for it yet. I ordered it, and it still has yet to arrive. So it's actually kind of a bonus, I guess, that this happened. If you can call it that. All right. No harm, no foul. Move on to the next project. That's fine. There are a few things we can reuse. Though looking at it, I'm like, I'm not happy with the color anyway. If you want more speed on the water, ignore Josh's suggestions. I usually ignore him anyway. And coat the hull with dish soap and let it dry. Interesting. Oh, I know that trick. Yeah, that's like an old... God, it's so sticky. That's an old science thing. I remember this very well because you drop you put a little bit of dish soap on like a little tiny plastic boat. I remember doing this in school, and it would just zip around in the tub because hydrophobic or hydro something. There's nothing on the... I know, Wes. I was just doing something Um, but let me put something on the bench. You might remember this guy, the No Fun Haver. Well, I drove it. It's been driven, and it was very fun. It's it's a handful now that I've swapped out the motor and spur and pinion setup, almost to the point of being undrivable. It's so fast, and I definitely broke it. Um, just the body mount, not a big deal there, but yeah, it's so fun, so fun. I wish it was wider and longer and larger, but to take an enduro Sendero with the IFS kit and make it go fast and do jumps and like it just lifts up because it's got so much power now. It's pretty hilarious, pretty fun. I highly recommend it. It was not just semi fun, checkered past. It was full on fun. So much fun. I had an absolute blast with this thing. For those who want to know, and I mean it got rocked pretty good on a jump, so it's broken in a lot of places. Like the front bumper has busted off. Um, oh, rear drive shaft seems to have removed itself from the actual truck as well. That's interesting. I don't remember losing that, but whatever. Um, but yeah, let's turn it around here. And you can see some stuff. You might be able to see pinions and stuff. There we go. Focus on that. There we go. So what we're looking at here is, see if I can get this looking a little brighter. There we go. Something like I don't remember the total size on this, but I think this is like a 26 tooth pinion on a 3300 kV brushless motor, which has given it some significant punch. It's a lot faster than stock. It still has like that very mild 6% overdrive, which makes it also very fun to drive. And you know, it's a blast. It's a lot of fun in a straight line. But because it's all locked axles, it does not turn very well. Wait, live Matt is this week. Yes, it was supposed to be last week, but it was for whatever reason I wasn't available. I was out with clients. I had a client dinner that night. But yeah, no fun haver. Still very fun. I very much like this truck a lot, even though it definitely got a bit bent, and I broke the front body mount. But yeah, I had a blast with it. It was a good little proof of concept, and it seemed to work. Oops, seemed to work pretty well. Would I do it again? Yes, but I would do it a lot differently, and probably not with this platform. Yeah. Craig Thompson, hello. I was tuning and playing with an HPI Baja 2-stroke today. It was a blast from the past. Very fun. You should try the electric version. It's a lot easier. Are you going to include one RC four-wheel drive pen with each set of bumper stickers? No, Adam. I will not be doing that because that would screw up my shipping costs because I can't ship them flat. Matt's becoming a basher. Not well. I do enjoy bashing. It's fun, but I also like and always will prefer scale building. But you can see it's definitely like the body is twisted because the cage got bent in a number of places. So we may have to retire the Fun Haver, or fix it up, get a proper body mount back in there, and then sell it off. Probably auction it off on whatnot. But yeah, it was fun. I had a good time with it. I'm glad I finally got it out and ran it because it's hilarious. Any experience with Night Customs IFS fix parts? I have done that on an IFS. I do not have it any longer. I'm not sure where it is, but I did it. Does the slash slow? There, I'm back. Sometimes this camera decides it doesn't want to be a camera anymore. Don't know why, but there we go. Sorry about that. What was I saying? I don't remember. Oh, checkered pass. Does the Slash Raptor body fit? No, the Slash Raptor body is gigantic. This is tiny. This is like 10th scale. You know, like this is like an SCX 10, or you know, it's an Enduro, so it's a 12.3 wheelbase. The Raptor is like a 15-inch wheelbase. It's massive. Are new stickers available now? No. I've ordered them. I don't usually ship them out until I receive them. And orders, you know, like I'll let you know when they're actually here, so you can order them when they are here. Video on this? Yes, I did film video. I don't know how entertaining it's going to be, but we'll see. It might be fun. It also might not be. I've shot it. We'll see how it looks. But yeah, this was a fun build. I definitely enjoyed this one. Yeah. I don't have anything bad to say about it. It needs to be fixed. Maybe that'll be another episode. It's very fast. It's so funny. Slash Raptor R on the Hammer Ray? No, it's not that big. It's not that big. All right. What do we have? Oh my gosh. What do we have next? What's on the list? Oh yeah, we were going to do the Fordyce teardown. Let's do that. Where's the Fordyce? Here you are. Now this hasn't been touched since I did. Gosh, it's so big on the bench. This has not been touched since I did the 20-kilometer run with it, so we'll find out things together. This will be fun. Let's do it. What do we got here? There was no body clip holding this front pin in that whole time. Have I gotten to drive the bugger yet? No, I haven't. I was planning on doing that today, but work happened, so we'll get to it at some point in the future. Fun fact, when Josh did his printed motor, I put it on this truck and nobody knew. Nobody knew at all. Okay. Where to begin? Well, it's filthy. Where's the mullet? Mullet's over here, but it hasn't seen any action at all. There were a few moments where the water definitely got up to the level of the receiver, and luckily nothing bad transpired. I was for sure thinking that's when it tipped over in the water, I was going to get that soaked, and then that would be the end. All right, let's start tearing down. Maybe we'll do an axle, and we'll look at the transmission as well. Where are my bits? What's your job besides RC? Well, this is not a job. This is my hobby. My job is film editor. I work in advertising for the most part. Like I do commercials. That's what I pretty much do every day. Some projects are longer than others. Currently, I'm on a very long project. And pull out another super scale rig when we're done with this. Sure, you can do that. Do that. Oh, hey, Keith. Glad that the Gen 9 has arrived, or so soon to have been arrived safely. That's good to know. All right. Well, where do we start? Axle? Let's do an axle. Needs a power wash. Needs a lot of things. Needs a lot of things. think we'll have to take these tires off. Wheels and tires. Let's do the front axle, probably would be the one that would have the most abuse on it, right? Because it's got overdrive. Have you been back to the drift track? On Saturday, they're having a big event, so I'm going. I'm very much looking forward to that. That is a hoot. I can tell you that all 4 shocks are leaky. It's probably, that makes propaganda. No, I don't. Propaganda is, we're not going to get into that, but I make advertisement commercials. Okay, first things first, let's take a look at the pumpkin. Because it's seen better days. Let me see if I can find a stock one that hasn't been destroyed. Do I have a stock housing? Yes, I do. In a bag again, still no less. Blazing Blazer, I'll have some content on that very soon. All right, so just so we can get a good look at the pumpkin there. It's a little round, just a tad. Nice and focused on there. There's a new one. So a significant amount of smoothing. That doesn't look like a Land Rover. Don't worry, Pilot Ryan Media. I've got the Land Rover on the bench behind me, and we'll pull it out. Servo horn is loose. Yes, that is very true. That survived, but it got very loose towards the end, and I didn't, of course, notice that until afterwards. But you can see that is significantly smoother. So that's pretty cool. That saw a lot of kilometers for realsies. Let's see if the internals are okay. Yeah, servo horn almost came off. What's the best way to do this? Probably just separate the whole thing here, eh? The links are pretty clean. I mean, all things considered. What engine was that? I think Josh was making it like a 2JZ or something. I don't know motor codes. So please don't ask me. Send it back for warranty. Oni, we have not gotten into the noises yet. I think the motor was just, it's a brushed motor. It ran continuously for like 3.5 hours. So it was probably just dying as a motor would. Hear one of my cats trying to get in. Not gonna happen. I also love straight axles. Random paint question. Why did you stop using the automotive paint for your bodies? I didn't officially stop. I've just probably tried to use some of the things I've had on hand. I still very much use automotive when I can. Sometimes projects happen very quickly and I don't get around to ordering stuff in time, and then I'm sort of stuck. Worked on there really good. How long prior to release did I have this? How long did I have this? 2 weeks probably, give or take. It wasn't a super long time. What a mess the bench has become. Yuck. Maddie not like. All right, there. Are we done? Let's just take the servo horn off because it's coming off anyway. Focus. Something. Okay. Okay, let's take a look inside the axle. Scale guy doesn't know motor codes. I don't know. I don't care about motor codes, Alex. Okay, bearing is like mega clean. No problem there at all. Let's get inside here. Hi, Caledon Crawlers. How are you, Kenny? Oh, you're in Nova Scotia today. You must be there for work. Right on. Pretty cool. Are those black rectangles on the door of the body stickers? Yes, they are. And I knew it wasn't a 22R because I've seen the RC four-wheel drive TF3, and that thing was way too small. Very funny. Oh, wait. Do I have to take the CVDs off first? I think I do. Yep. I think I do. That's annoying. That's annoying. So many things to take apart. Any rule of thumb for airbrush paint and thinner ratios? Well, I try to avoid thinner when possible by just using paints that are already made for airbrushes. Like Vallejo Model Air. That's pre-thinned for airbrushes specifically. And now you know. Running out of places to hide my RCs. Any suggestions? Quick divorce. I almost feel like taking apart takes just as much time as putting together. Okay. There we go. Ooh, that's dry as a bone. Please focus. There we go. There's like no grease in there at all. And if there was, it's gone. All the bearings are mega clean. Like, I didn't run it through a lot of water, so I wouldn't expect it to be rusty or anything, which it isn't. I mean, I did go over the pumpkins with water a couple of times, but it seems to be fine. Just, there's no grease in there at all. There's like a tiny little bit. Bad factory. Bad factory. Is sticky still sticky? Yes, unfortunately it is. That's the first thing I had on the bench this evening, and it won't be used again. I'm going to print a new boat. We need a new box stock one for comparison. Oh, I don't have one of those yet. But yeah, there you go. There is some grease on there. That's some of the Vanquish blue grease, but not anywhere else. That is pretty clean. Little concerned. I'm not super concerned about it. Obviously, it did 20 kilometers or 12 something miles. No lube, you're gonna have a bad time. So Josh doesn't appreciate or use lube. Feel bad for his wife. Josh doesn't quality control every kit that goes out? No, clearly not. I mean, there was, I'm not going to say there was none. There was some, just not very much. And it looks like it was just sort of like gooped on the edge, and then, you know, all that running got it to sort of gravity its way away from the actual gears. And that's typical. That happens all the time. It was shimmed from the factory, though. There were 2 shims there. So that's good to see. Open the RTR pumpkins before you run it. Check. I mean, you probably could, but I don't know that it really makes that big of a difference. And I'm not like I'm not excusing it. there should be more grease in there for sure. But maybe it just broke down over all those kilometers. Is that possible? Who knows? What a mess. I can't believe this. Gross. Let's check on the pinion and spur. See if there's any damage there. I mean, CVDs are all fine. There's no problems on any of those. Which cordless screwdriver are you using? This is the DeWalt or DeWalt 8-volt gyro. And it make sure you get the one with the clutch if you're going to get one, because these are best. How many scale miles would that have been? Well, I think you have to do the math. You have to multiply it by 9. Because it's not technically, it's not 10th scale. These are more like 9th scale trucks than they are 10th scale trucks. So I would, what is that? It's like, I can't even do the math. I'm terrible at math. If it were 1/10, it would be 200 kilometers. So somebody with a calculator, 125 miles-ish. There you go. Yeah, somewhere in that range. Cable Tie, thank you very, very much. Hey, Matt, hope you're well. Can't stick around all because I'm at work. Sorry, but just wanted to say thank you for all your inspiration and you give me and other RC enthusiasts. Keep on keeping on. Love you. Bye. Thanks, man. Much appreciated. I appreciate you. I love sharing this hobby. It is an absolute treat. And I always kind of I got into this very, very long time ago. And I always said to myself, I'm just going to do it as long as it's fun. I just want to have fun with this. I don't want this to be a full-time gig or a job, because I have a job and I like my job. And I don't need another one. Let's see how much of this I can do without completely disassembling it. Did you figure out the issue with the Discord server? David, no, I haven't. Let me look into that. I'll probably, to be honest with you, I'm probably not going to I'm not going to go on there before Friday. But I'll look on Friday and see if there's something that's up. Could there be any more screws? More KVs would move the grease around. More KVs is always the answer. Yeah, you're not wrong. How was the stock servo? It held up for the duration of the run. I definitely feel like by the end, it had sort of had enough, but it made it. It made it for sure. Looking back on the run, I wish that I had the camera on more of the time, because there were some pretty intense moments that I did not capture because I was focused on filming. And I kind of wish that I had spent a bit more time filming to cover some of those moments. There. I do prefer the Fordyce over the Phoenix in terms of the mechanicals. However, I like the look of the Phoenix body more. Is that all the screws? Or is there another one? Oh yeah, these ones. I hear my cat desperate to come in. Matt's trigger finger only goes to 70%. So extra KVs don't get used up much. During this whole run, I did everything I could to make this truck go faster. I was desperate for speed, but it just wouldn't do it. Okay. Pinion and spur are absolutely 100% clean and perfect. That's great to see. Focus, please. Maybe you can't focus that close. There we go. No problem at all. I know it's not the plan, but it would be so cool if you use this rig for the budget build. Yeah, I thought about that too, but I'm gonna start with a fresh one because this one is an absolute pigsty, and yeah, just because of all the tearing down that it would need to do. Gosh, you know what? Even that motor sounds okay. What kg is the stock servo? I don't know. I don't have the box in front of me. I can't remember. F. Doug Willman, thank you very much. I don't like your videos. Give me a truck. That sentiment is not new to me. I'm just gonna take the motor off of here. Let the cat in. No, cat not allowed in here. She's the magpie cat, so she'll steal things and then we'll never find them again. So yeah, there's a tiny bit of rubbing on, I don't know if you can see that. A little tiny bit of rubbing in there. Please focus. You can see that on the shaft. And I'm trying to think about what that would have been rubbing on. I guess the motor. Oh yeah, right there. Just a tiny touch. Come on, focus. Just a tiny touch on the label, you can see that. So that's interesting. Probably just a bit of a tolerance thing. I have a lot of tolerance. So I like your videos, give me a try. Still doesn't work. But that sounds pretty good in there. You know what? Let's open up the top portion here and see if there's anything going on in there. So you used and abused that truck, then put it away dirty. Yep, I sure did. Because I didn't want to change anything. I wanted to share all of the mess with all of you. 200 ounce inches for the servo. Thank you, Tim, for looking that up for me. I appreciate you. I love your videos. Show me more truck. Moose Jaw, hello. Thank you for checking in and watching this masterpiece. That looks pretty clean too. There's definitely more grease in there. If I could share that with you, that would be nice. Nice and clean. I have neutral on your video and don't feel strongly either way about getting a truck. That sounds like the recipe for getting a truck. So it was loose or loosened up. Still impressive given the mileage and abuse. Yeah, I agree. It's pretty darn good. And this VFD transmission is one of the best on the market, but it sounds nice and smooth. No problem there. I'd say that's a win. Now, let's take a look at this motor. I almost feel like, you know what? Let's put a battery in it. Turn it on. Ooh, I almost lost a truck. Oh. Right, where's a good battery? This one's 4S. Oh no. That would be very bad. Surely, I've got an adapter here for this. Wait, please. Where the heck did all my adapters go? You know, the one moment you need a gosh darn adapter. There we go. Why was that such a hardship? Don't call me Shirley. Okay, that all sounds good. Can you hear? Now it's gone away. Sounds pretty good. There was a bit of a squeaky noise. You heard that, right? My audio's filtering it all out. Oh, darn it. Well, trust me when I say there. It made a very audibly loud squeaking noise. But it doesn't always do it. Sounds perfect thanks to the filters. Yeah. I do remember smelling a bit of the ozony kind of electric-y smell. But yeah, maybe it's just a rock or something in there. I don't know. It's not a rebuildable motor, so we're never going to find out for sure. But all things considered, I think that did pretty darn well. And I think Vanquish deserves a bit of a prize for that, because that's pretty awesome stuff that it was able to do all of that distance, pretty much without any breakage completely. Handled the whole thing. Bushings are shot straight from China. Yeah, I don't know where this motor came from, but it definitely has that Mabushi kind of look. It's these internal fan motors. I hear Holmes calling. Just add a drop of whatever you used on Also Shippy and see if it helps. Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. It probably just does need a bit of a tune-up, but heck, that's not bad at all. I feel pretty good about that. Okay, let's remove all of this filth from here. Oh, this steering bearing or steering C-hub retaining screws, they have a bit of wear on them, but not too bad. Do we need to discuss an extended warranty? I would like to discuss an extended warranty on the shocks, because those seem to be the things that took the most abuse. They're pretty busted. Like every single one of them has leaked significantly. Lots of leakage. Is it a Satan? No, I should ask Josh if he's got a good hookup on the Satan motors, because those are pretty bulletproof. But yeah, there we go. That's pretty good. I've made a huge mess of everything now. I feel like I am going to clean the truck and strip this all off. We'll rebuild it. Better, faster, stronger, smelling better. But some things won't need to be rebuilt. The transmission is in excellent shape. So we'll just get going with that. I like you way better than Josh, and I don't need a free truck to have. I have too many already. That's great. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight on this completely... I planned it to start at 8:45 show that I did not at all forget about. Does the tire wrinkles go back? Yeah, they do. In fact, they are not there anymore. But that's just a function of overdrive and grip. Vanquish deodorant. Sounds like a good product. I heard some bad news about Holmes Hobbies and them not shipping to Canada anymore direct because of tax implications or duty and tax implications. So the truck is now messy. Indeed it is. What a mess. There. Rebuilt. You know, the spur cover is an excellent place to put all of the screws you just took out of your truck. And that's where they will stay until I rebuild this thing on the weekend. Because watching me rebuild a messy truck, it probably is... You can probably do something else with your time. I know I want to. Taxes are duty. Duty and taxes. There's duty on my package. Okay. Great. Now, this can go live on the floor for 2 weeks. Or maybe longer. Who knows? Don't lose those shims. The old adage, you get what you pay for, turns out to be true again. I could not agree more. This is the Fordyce, the Phoenix, the Pro, the Ultra, the VS410 original, any of them have always been exceptional value because of the construction and the high quality parts and accessories that come from Vanquish. I've never ever been let down by one of their products from Vanquish products. Highly recommended. Oh, there's a bearing retainer. Don't lose that. Fiddle DD. All right. Done the teardown. And now we've got a huge pile of dirt on the table. Luckily, I have some... You know, I could just use Sticky, actually. Let's see how good Sticky is at cleaning up a mess. No. Yes, let's do it. Perfect. Now it's filthy. Stupid ass. Both. It's so sticky. Still. Can't wait to print another boat. It'll only take a few hours. Welcome to the Scale Builders Guild. Well, we're going to be showing you how to clean your bench today. I'm glad you approve of my use of Sticky. Stickiest boat that's ever stuck. Okay. What's next on the agenda? I have other things on the list. Oh, right. I was going to do the V-Speed motor. Let me go get that. I'll be right back. All right. You didn't ask for it, but here it is. Man, I love this thing. This is the V-Speed Vanquish Phoenix, which I got up to 62 miles an hour, which turned out to not be fast enough, but fast enough to not be last. I don't know how much of this is attached right now. How does this even come apart? It's been a little while since I've looked at this, but I am going to be doing another speed run because I like torturing myself. Go. That's the ticket. Okay. This is such a fun build. I had such an amazing time with this. The idea was to make a Vanquish straight axle truck go fast, and through the use of technology, we did that. There's obviously some bits and pieces here that I have put in here just so they didn't go anywhere, but we were running a 23 tooth pinion and like a 56 tooth spur on the center diff from an Arma. This was quite the build. Any changes? I am making one today. We took out whatever motor was in there. There wasn't a ton that I could do in terms of speed. I just didn't have enough motor at the time, and I was under pretty strict timing problems, so I had to do what I could with what I had. And sorry, one sec. There we go. What I'm doing now is I've gone to a Tekin Pro 4 short course motor. This, which one is this? This is 4600 kV. And yes, there was an issue with the batteries. You're right about that, David. The batteries themselves were not up to snuff. I wasn't running enough overall milliamp hours at any one time. So what ended up happening was it just kind of like peter out and not give me enough push or oomph. So this doesn't look like the right motor, but it is. Yeah. We're going to put in this red line motor. I picked it because it was the right color. So we're going to have, we've got new battery packs. We're going to be running them in series or parallel. I cannot remember. But the idea here is just throw way more kV at it, still on 4S. And I don't care if I blow up a motor or two in the process of trying. So, yeah, stick a big old pinion on there and make it go even faster. That's the goal, anyway. Not super easy to get at things. If I recall, this was a real pain because I have to take off this whole section of aluminum plate that I designed. Yeah, it's a real pain. We won't be doing that tonight. Let me tell you that. Certainly not on camera, but yeah, this goes in here. Goes like this. Parallel, yeah, parallel. Thank you, guys. I can never remember. It's one or the other. Series would be 8S. And a good way to really break things. But yeah, motor in there. Drive shafts out to the locked differentials. Not a lot of steering on purpose. GNSS fits in the back on the chassis there. You can see that. And then it goes fast. And the great thing about this build was it was my first carbon fiber experiment. So I made some carbon fiber molds out of styrofoam and then just kind of laid carbon fiber over top of it. And I've come a long way in carbon fiber. There's Thomas. Hi, Thomas. Seriously, series would make smoke escape very quickly. Yeah, I think right out of the RX-8 for sure. But I was really happy with how this build turned out. I was pleased, and I cannot wait to have it out there ripping again because it's an absolute maniac of a car. It's funny to me to look at this and go, yeah, this is a VS410. I mean, in chassis, rails, and axles only. Could always go rocket assist, yeah. Do Do you have one-piece diffs in yours as well? No. These are the original lockers from the original Phoenix. We were not allowed to do anything to the axles, if I recall. So what we had there was all we could use. Yeah. So we're going to wire up that motor, and we're going to start giving that a try. Now that the weather has cooled off significantly, yeah, a little F1 inspired arrow. It's inspired, not at all scientific. So we hope, I hoped that it would stay together, and it definitely did. And even when K-pop and I were out doing our runs, he was like, "Oh, there's way more in that car. You could get way more out of it for sure." And yeah, that's sort of the plan, just to see how much more I can get out of it. Yeah, put wings on it. VS410 flying cars. I think we'll just try to make it go fast. I did toy with the idea, and tell me if I'm crazy or not, but I did toy with the idea of going back out to that airfield again, and hoping that the nice gentleman that runs it will stick around and help me, because I still don't have a license to operate a radio, and I don't want to get hit by a plane. So that would be cool to hopefully get him to help me out again. I think that would be really slick. This was such a fun build. It really pushed my engineering capability, and yeah, I was pretty pleased with how everything turned out. There's a few parts on here that are 3D printed. These are 3D printed on my Prusa. The top link mount and the lower link mounts are actually built into this piece now to get everything to sit much lower, and then the same in the rear. I might actually reprint these in PETG CF now, just to give me a bit more strength. That could be a good idea. Other than that, there's not much to change. Put that motor in, put some more batteries at it, and make it go. That would be so sick to see this thing. Like, I'd love to get to 75. I think if I could do that, that would be amazing. I think it has it in it. I really do. You are crazy. Oh, for my drift car, it is a Yokomo YDS2, which is old as by today's standards. Apparently, there's a lot more better stuff out there, so do your homework. I am making a new drift car. Well, I'm using the same chassis for now, but I am building a Porsche at some point, so that'll be a fun thing. Yeah, this has been a challenging build. It would be cool to not get hit by a plane. Totally agree. I'm noticing a bit of slop in the axles, which I might try to get out of it. Although it just felt so planted and smooth when it drove. And I think a big portion of that is the like 3 mil aluminum plate on the bottom. It's just such a massive piece of chassis that I had cut at Send Cut Send. I love this thing so much. It's so dumb and so useless. But just the way that it turned out and the way that it looks, like it just looks mean. I love it. It also looked mean when it had the googly eyes too. Come on. Gosh, mounting this thing is always a bit of a problem. There we go. That's it. It just that slop might be more forgiving. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. It's old in the same way a VS410 Origin is old. Exactly, Alex. Yeah, the YDS2. You should get another one of those plates, but countersink the bolt holes on the right side. Thanks for reminding me, David. I didn't know how to tell Send Cut Send what side I wanted those things done on. Everything is better with googly eyes. It's true. Uncle Fart is in the house. That trail truck needs a wide open trail. Yeah. You won the design portion of Mayhem, right? Yes, I did. That gave me a 5 mile per hour bonus, which I desperately needed. That did get me into, like, I think, fourth place. How many people participated? Did we have six? Josh, me, Tom Lee, West Desert Wheeler, Turks and Jerps, K-pop, King of RC. That's right. So there were 7. Oh, and RC Review, 8. So there were 8 of us. I think I finished in 4th or 5th, which isn't too bad. I'm worried it's going to get wrecked with all the power and ambition. A new one with the same restrictions may end with fewer tiers. Yeah, I don't know. I think if I sent it on an airstrip where I had a lot more space, I'd be a little less worried about destroying it. Francis and K-pop don't count as they cheated? Cheaters, you guys cheated though. Who's talking about cheating? K-pop didn't cheat. K-pop knew what he was doing and knew that he would be eliminated from actual competition, but did it anyway. And I applaud that, because that was just going to do what he was going to do. When are you guys going to announce the lowrider mayhem? We are not doing a lowrider mayhem. Not that I know of, anyway. But speaking of lowriders, since we're here, and I'm just putting trucks all over the floor, every time I do a live episode, everything just gets so messy in here. I was doing a little bit of work on this the other day. This is my lowrider Land Cruiser, which I have neglected this badly, but I'm going to endeavor to finish it before the snow falls. We haven't seen this for a minute. You're right, David. Well, here it is, in pretty much the same state. However, I have changed a few things. West Desert Wheeler's backwards driver was very fun. I did enjoy that one. That's true. I opened up the wheel wells a bit more here because there was a lot of rubbing before. Now there isn't. It feels a lot better, and it still looks pretty natural, if I do say so myself. What's on the benchy? Many things, Thomas. Many things. So, Hoppy, if you don't remember, this was a Red Cat lowrider that I extended down the middle, and it's hard to see because I did such a good job of it. There's a 3D printed part there that extends the chassis, and then there's metal plates that hold everything together so it doesn't fall apart. But the idea here was to take this Land Cruiser 100 series, I say with some trepidation, and make it into like an Aussie style lowrider, which I think is going to be fun. Yeah. Looks like a Ford Explorer on thalidomide. Wow. Dang. Yeah. It should be a fun one though. We're going to do it in a nice fun color. And add lights and all that jazz. Then I can take it to the drift track and just set it there in the beginners area. It's a fun concept for sure, and I'm having a good time with it, even though I haven't touched it in a long time. You can see I've only cut out one headlight, and those clear pieces will go in there at some point. He knows his Land Cruisers, but he doesn't know engine codes? Correct. It definitely drags, which is what you want from these, right? When it's bagged. Is that what the kids are saying? I don't know. Cool. You know what, folks? I think that's going to do it. Big plans, though, this weekend. I am going to paint the CUCV. And I'm going to send some stuff off to Sencut for that job. So it's all done soon. It's so close, I might as well just finish it. Hop some dank nooners. Matt's hip. Matt's with it. Thank you all for hanging out with me, though. It's been a fun evening. Like I said, of me not remembering or forgetting that I was doing this, but much appreciated. And thanks to Cable Tie and Doug Willman for making some super chats happen there. Bag it, tag it, smack it with a bing bong. I'm not interested in real life drifting thing, but Matt made it look so fun. Jay, it is very fun. I had an amazing time with it, and I highly recommend it. Yes, please hit that like button if you dare, and we will see you again on the next one. Already more videos in the can, lots of stuff coming out next week, and always just a real fun time hanging with you guys. Thanks so much for chilling and hanging out and pushing me to always make videos. It's for you that I do it, so thank you. Have a great evening. I love you. Bye.